Hi, welcome again. Um, I've been talking about the five practices of exemplary leadership for a few videos now, and I just wanted to show what exactly I'm talking about and why this matters as part of being an entrepreneur and why um, you should really look to be building yourself as a leader if you really want to succeed in this business or in this endeavor that you are doing, whether it be an online business or an offline business or a brick and mortar store, or you're just leading a project. Um, so it's really important to look at why, having um, these qualities of exemplary leadership matters. And I've talked about model the way in the past. I've enumerated them before, but I haven't really given uh, solid background on what they are. And I just wanted to show you, a kind of a link together of these five practices and the 10 sort of commitments for these exemplary leadership qualities. So let's just go through them once again, and then I'll try to explain what I have talked about so far. So number one is that model the way. This talks about, having setting the example and really putting yourself out there and doing um, finding your voice and then affirming your values and really setting and aligning of actions. So second would be inspiring a shared vision. The third would be challenging the process. Fourth is enabling others to act. And the fifth is encouraging the heart. Then I talked about this briefly in my previous video, encouraging the heart, wherein I said, how important recognition of individual contributions really make a lot of difference or a world of difference to your team or your constituents, and how this would make a difference in their performance as well. And lastly, you should be able to celebrate the the um, the values and the contributions to create a spirit of community. Okay, I'm gonna show a brief, you know, uh, just the corresponding commitments for each of these practices. So let's just expand each one of them, and I'm gonna show them to you, and you can refer to them here. So number one is the clarifying of values that pertains to modeling the way. So number one is clarifying values by finding your voice and affirming shared values. And number two would be setting the example, set the example by aligning actions with shared values. Inspiring the shared vision here means envision the future by imagining and exciting, ennobling possibilities. Ennobling is given by giving a noble or rank or title to someone. So that's what it means. And, it gives when you envision the future for your constituent, it gives them uh, more sort of creative push into imagining their own future with the team as well, and then with combining that with um, the your vision of the team or the group. It really creates a powerful effect and motivation for your people. So inspiring that shared vision is really key. And then fourth would be enlist others in a common vision by appealing to shared aspirations. So as a leader, you need to be able to know what motivates your team, and you should be able to communicate to them that common vision, that so that you can inspire them to act accordingly. So third would be challenging the process. So this means search for opportunities by seizing the initiative and looking outward for innovative ways to improve. And sixth would be the experiment and take risks by constantly generating small wins and learning from experience. I've touched on this a little bit on my previous on my previous video and some of earlier episode. But basically, uh, you know, small wins really leads to giant results. Take risks, experiment, and constant. The important thing is that consistency really wins the game. And if you can be consistent in small tasks and winning those tasks, then you can generate a momentum for yourself and for your team, and through that you learn from experience as well. So that's what challenging the process means. Then fourth is enabling others to act. So this is like one of the common definitions of being a leader, and the one of the commitments of being of this practice is that you should foster, as a leader, you should foster collaboration by building trust and facilitating relationships. So again, building relationships is very, very important, not just in your not just to your leads or prospects or customers, but first and foremost, building that relationship with your team is your priority as a leader. And then last, sorry, not the last, but seventh would be sorry, eighth. 2, 4, 6, 8. So strengthening others by increasing self-determination and developing competence. Strengthening others is generally your one of your main priorities as a leader, because now you're looking into building your people, building the team who is going to lead in the future as well. So you should build with the future in mind. So increasing their self-determination and developing their competence is one of your key priorities as an enabler. Later on, I'm going to show another book that really helps in leadership as well. But let's finish this first. Lastly would be encouraging the heart. And the last two commitments as a leader are recognize contributions by showing appreciation for individual excellence. And lastly would be to celebrate the values and victories by creating a spirit of community. So I talked about this in the previous video, and recognizing the contributions of each individual cannot be understated, or it cannot be you cannot overlook this. Basically, it's very sometimes this is my weakness as a leader right now. I learned, and I'm still I'm learning through the process. It's a process, and this is one of the things that I am dealing with currently, being able to recognize the contributions, because I was used to being the doer, being the actor in most of the projects that we're doing, or being the person who completes the tasks, but now I need to look into others to complete their own tasks, because their success are my success and their failures are also my failures. So I need to be able to do this practice right, and so that I can encourage their heart, their motivations, and give them that push to be excellent individually as well. So recognition is very key in this aspect, in this practice of a leader. And then lastly would be to celebrate it. It's very much related to this, is celebrating the values and victories by creating a spirit of community. Again, if you are not doing that, fostering a community is really a very big movement now in marketing. So now it's so easy to create your own tribe, to create your own community through all of the tools that we have, especially in social media right now. Obviously the most obvious one is Facebook. So it's so easy, a few clicks of a button, you can create a group. You can have your followers in Instagram. There are also other ways to create a community. You can create your own forum, your own website. You can have a membership site if you want to. Again, the freer it is, the more easier, the lesser the friction is, the better the mm, the turnout will be. But again, the quality might suffer because again, being free is perceived to be low quality. So you need to strike the balance between that. So yeah, there you have it. These are the 5 practices of exemplary leadership that I was talking about in this book called The Leadership Challenge. So this is the book over here. And I am, taking liberty to discuss it here as my own interpretation, and I just hope that I can give some insight to you guys. Hopefully, this is something that is useful in your journey as well, especially as an entrepreneur. Let me know the challenges that you're facing, and you can discuss it in the comment section below. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.